Welcome back to the Blues Society of Northwest Florida's weekly podcast, or somewhat weekly, as I've been a little bit lax the past couple of weeks, but that's okay. I'm really glad to be getting back on track here with one of my good friends in blues, Jim Richmond of Cat Daddy. How you doing, Jim?
I'm doing real good, Paul. Good to see you're back.
Well, I'm happy to be back, and I'm happy to have you on here. Now, I know that a lot of people are going to be going to Memphis for the big International Blues Challenge this weekend. Are you guys going to be going up to view the proceedings?
Well, not as a band, but I definitely am going to the challenge in Memphis. I'll be this year. I get to host the venue.
Nice.
Last year I was the assistant, and this year I'll have my own venue.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, take us a little bit through that, because I know you've done the Blues Challenge before. And for the people who are driving up to Memphis this year, and I hope that's all of you who are listening to the sound of my voice right now, tell us a little bit about what the process is for bands that do this.
Well, typically, or actually not typically, to get into the Memphis Challenge, you have to have won a regional challenge, such as the one we did here at Seville Quarter. Get your bands from all around. They all compete in two categories. Solo duo is category 1, and then there's the band. And we have a winner in our band category. That's Cat Rhodes and the Truth. They'll be representing the Blues Society of Northwest Florida as a band. And then we have Nate Smith representing us as a solo/duo act. He'll be performing with his father.
That's cool.
And, and you just head to Memphis and find out where you're going to be playing, and you try to win the grand prize.
Excellent. I hope everybody that is listening to this is able to go. It is a really good time. Plus, all that support for the blues is exactly what we as a genre need. You know, I mean, I hate to see that blues doesn't top the charts. I mean, kind of gone are the days where you have the Eric Claptons and the Stevie Ray Vaughns going double and triple platinum. You know, I'd like to see that come back at some point. But let's talk about you a little bit here, Jim. It's been a while since we've talked. I know you guys have been working on some recordings. You've gotten some new gear as well. Actually, let's start, because, you know, as a guitar guy, I want to start off with gear, as always. Now, since we talked last time...
you were going to bring it up.
Of course I am. You're always gigging me about the fact that I play guitars with humbuckers, and then here you go and get yourself a new axe. Tell everybody about it.
Well, it's a Gibson ES335. It's got a nice satin finish on it. And it just gives me a little different tone than what I get with my Stratocaster. You still see I play the Strat 90% of the time, but I break out that 335 when I want to do some B.B. Kingish type stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the older blues. I love the sound. I got to admit it.
Yeah, I know. I've converted you over. I feel good about that. But you guys are playing the Blues Club. You guys are playing the Blues Society of Northwest Florida Jams coming up this Monday.
Right. We're going to be here Monday night as Cat Daddy. It'll be myself, Don Shepard on bass, and Eddie Ray on the drums. And this will be our last gigs before we head to Memphis. And it's going to be our last fundraiser for the Blues Society of Northwest Florida to help pay for, the ride there, the rooms for everyone. But it's going to be good. We worked up a few new songs that you haven't heard before. So I would like to have at least 3 or 4 new songs every time. I don't like to play the same things over and over.
Well, I can understand the repetition, but you know, I need you to tell me a little bit about these new songs. You can't just tell me that you're going to be playing some new songs and not lay on me a little bit about what they're like.
Well, there's a couple different ones. One we brought out from an old thing that we played. We played it at Five Sisters about 2 weeks ago, and
right.
I couldn't believe the reaction we got from the crowd. I mean, Five Sisters Blues Cafe is a restaurant. We had people at their tables getting up and dancing.
Good.
And it was a slow tune. It was an old Temptations tune, My Girl.
Really? You're doing a blues rendition of it.
Believe it or not.
That is super cool.
Also, Jump, Jive, and Wail.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
an old Louis Prima tune that Brian Setzer resurrected probably 15 years ago, and I'm trying to resurrect it again.
Nice. Well, I mean, to be fair, Brian Setzer did have a little bit of a larger band behind him, so you're going to be doing a little bit of a stripped-down version of that with just you three.
I always do. You know, I look at songs as it's a challenge. I look at a song that I really like and try to see how I can play it and make it my own with just a a guitar, a bass, and a set of drums. So I have to arrange everything fairly carefully so that I don't destroy the song, but yet it's recognizable and it's got me in it instead of trying to copy what someone else did.
Yeah. Well, speaking of your own arrangements and songs, I know you guys have hit the studio a little bit this past year. Are you guys going to be putting out an album anytime soon?
We are going to. It's just
Nice.
real difficult to get to the studio, and that's really crazy because the studio is at the drummer's place.
I know. It's his backyard, man.
A freestanding studio in his backyard. But we've just been busy with the playing and just life in general. But we are going to, as soon as we come back from Memphis, we're going to put our heads together and hunker down in the studio and just finish this thing. We've probably got about 4 songs in the can already, but there's still about 8 more to do.
Well, I hope that we can see that CD for sale at some point the next time I see Cat Daddy play. I know that's not going to be this coming Monday, but at some point we want to see that album out for sale.
You will see it.
Nice. I want to give you money in exchange for that CD.
Okay. Well, no, you won't have to pay for yours.
Oh, don't tell everybody
guy
that.
Gets a promo copy.
Shh, I don't have to tell everybody that.
Oh, I can't say that.
You can't say it, but I'll get you back on for a review when we do that, man. Jim Richmond of Cat Daddy. Don't miss them this coming Monday. They're always putting on a great show, and then we hope that everybody listening to this is also going to go up and support everybody that's going to be going to the Blues, the International Blues Challenge up in Memphis. It is a fantastic time if you've never been. And Jim, I really look forward to seeing you guys the next time you are out with that Gibson ES333 strapped around your neck.
Well, listen, and don't forget to mention also that after that show, there's a lot of good jammers going on.
That's true.
Mr. Paul Stadden was playing bass guitar the last couple times. I haven't seen your 6 strings for a while. Did you forget how to play the other 2? Or,
I got to tell you,
what's going on?
Every week it's now like Mike comes up to me and says, Paul, here's a bass. I want you to play this for the rest of the show for the night. And I'm like, okay. Okay, just because you're asking me, Mike, I'll play it for the next hour and a half.
Well, you're doing good, though.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I will catch you the next time I catch you. And everybody listening to the sound of my voice, go to the Blues Society of Northwest Florida Facebook page. Make sure that you like the page. Make sure that you tell everybody else that you know to like the page. And make sure to tell them to come to the jams Monday night, Lily Marlane's Seville Quarter, 7 o'clock. There's going to be a great night of blues.